I refused to pose for the family Christmas card after my mother-in-law circled the parts of my body she wanted me to work on in last year's photo. So I need to give some backstory on Diane, because this didn't come out of nowhere. Diane has opinions about everything. What you're eating, how you're wearing your hair, whether your house smells like you deep cleaned it or just sprayed Febreze and hoped for the best. She doesn't say things mean exactly, she says them like she's being helpful. Like she's doing you a favor by noticing. My husband Derek and I have been married for 4 years. The first Christmas we did the card at his parents' house. Big family shoot, everyone in matching pajamas, the whole thing. I thought it was kind of fun actually. Diane hired a photographer friend of hers and spent like 2 hours arranging everyone by height and telling us to relax our faces, which is a thing people say that makes everyone immediately tense their faces. The photo came out fine. I thought it came out fine. I'm not super photogenic, but I looked like myself, which is all I was hoping for. About a week after Christmas, Diane sent me a link to some kind of fitness program. No message, just the link. I ignored it and figured it was an accident or one of those things she forwards to everyone. Then in February, she came to stay with us for a long weekend. She was helping us sort through some stuff in the guest room and she found the printed Christmas card. I'd stuck a copy in a box and she picked it up and looked at it for a second and then she grabbed a pen off the desk and started drawing little circles on the photo. She circled my upper arms. She circled my stomach. She put a small circle around my face and said, "Your skin looked a little dull here, probably just the lighting." She handed it back to me and said, "Just some things to think about before next year's card. You have such a pretty face, I just want you to feel confident." I stood there holding this photo with circles on it and I didn't say a single word. I put it back in the box. Derek was in the other room and didn't hear any of it, and I didn't tell him because honestly I didn't know how to describe what had just happened in a way that didn't sound like I was overreacting. I thought about it for weeks though, like I'd be falling asleep and I'd just think about those circles. This October, Diane starts planning the Christmas card. She does this every year, sends a whole email with options. This time it was a barn theme at some farm 40 minutes away, red flannel, kids in Santa hats. She included a scheduling link and a note at the bottom that said she thought it would be nice to do a glam shot of the women this time and that she'd found a great smoothing filter the photographer could use. I told Derek I wasn't going. He thought I meant I had a scheduling conflict and started trying to find a different date that worked. I said no. I mean, I'm not doing the card this year. He got quiet for a second and then said, "Okay, what's going on?" So I told him about the circles. I got the photo out of the box and showed him. He looked at it for a long time without saying anything. Then he said, "She did this in February and you didn't tell me?" I said I didn't know what I wanted him to do about it. He called her that night. I wasn't in the room, but I could hear pieces of it and it didn't sound like it went well. When he came back, he said she told him she was just trying to be helpful and that she does the same thing with herself in photos, that she's very critical of her own appearance and thought I'd appreciate the honesty. I said, "I don't." He said he knew that. He said he'd told her that. The card shoot was 2 Saturdays ago. Derek went. I stayed home. He texted me from the barn at one point, just a photo of the kids in the Santa hats. And then he wrote, "You were right not to come." She brought a measuring tape to check the spacing between people. It's a whole thing here. I laughed at that for probably longer than was appropriate. Diane called me the next day. She said she was sorry I'd missed it and that she hoped I wasn't still upset about the February thing because she really had meant it with love. She said she would never want me to feel bad about myself. She just wanted me to be the best version of myself. I said, "Diane, you drew on a photo of me?" She said, "I circled things." I said, "Yes, on a photo of my body, with a pen." She was quiet for a second. Then she said she thought I was being a little sensitive. I said, "I'm sure you did." She hasn't sent me the final card yet. Derek says she's redoing the layout because there's an odd gap on the left side where I was supposed to be standing.